Hello everybody, this is Tristan Dotson on the mic, Chris Parisi on the camera. This is a women's division matchup. Game 2 of a playoff series. The Coastal Rex lead 1-0 in this series so far. The Busters face off against them in the second game. It's a best of 3 series. I believe if the Coastal Rex win, they move on. Thank you everybody for tuning in, we appreciate it. And should be starting up here momentarily. Starting in goal for the Coastal Rex, wearing the white with green, is Jess Herb. Starting in goal for the Busters, in the navy blue, turquoise, and orange there, is Sid Akai. Thank you everybody for tuning in, we appreciate it, and play should be on momentarily. Should be a good game. We'll have a second game after this, or a third game rather after this. And that will be good as well. Another women's division game. Ball drop center court. Off the draw. Payment wins it back. Busters try to play it up. It's intercepted by Golly there. Golly at the middle, backhands it in deep. Tuba will hustle after it. Tuba plays it up. That was to Payment, now in the line. Pepilano back to Payment. Lawson battling defensively. Payment keeps the ball. Pepilano shot blocked by Golly. Backhand try fanned on by Molich. And here's Dixon. Dixon plays it up the high glass. It gets sent all the way down. Golly's hustling after it, but there first is number 55 of the Busters. Battling for the ball. Golly will pick it off her stick. Golly takes a look. Has Larson in front. It's blocked by Tuba on her first pass attempt. She keeps the ball though. Tuba knocks it off her stick for a moment. Hepilano's there, but not in time as Larson plays it back to Golly. Shot hits a defender. Stick goes wide. Hops over Akai's pad there as they're trying to make a save, but goes to the corner. Fought for in some feet. 55-55 battle here. Both 55s go at it. The Busters player wins that ball and plays it up to neutral territory. Here's Payment. Pass across to Hepilano. She tips it in to the corner. She can't regain possession though. Here's Lawson. Tries to play it around to Dixon. Gives it away to Fisher. Fisher pass in front of Hepilano. Blocked by Dixon. Kaylee Dixon plays it off the high glass. Tried to feed that to Domey, but she couldn't get a hold of it. Here's Trimble. Trimble takes a look. Shoots just wide. Fisher shot to the middle. Trying to look maybe for a tip for Lindsay Trimble, but it's picked up by Dixon. Cleared. Kept in at the line by Payment. Played down low, shot by Trimble, goes off course there. Now Lawson will play it past Fisher for a moment. Here's Constable hustling on Amanda Fisher there. And some feet, clearing attempt kept in. Trimble shot, blocked by the glove of Dixon, almost goes in the net. Pad saved by Herb there. Fisher regains control. Fisher's pass hits Lawson in the leg. Picking that up is her teammate on the wall. That was Wilhelm Kenny, back to Fisher, back to Wilhelm Kenny. Pass in front blocked. Aiken tries to clear it, she can't, but now Constable's there in the middle. Constable control, she plays it up and down, but not past center. It would be icing, but it's picked up by a Busters player. So she'll grab it and play it to the middle, picked off by Constable. Nicole Constable has the ball. She'll take a look. Looks for the shot, holds it, now shoots. Akai with a huge save. So they're dialed in early. Nice save by Sid Akai there. They shut the door. Big save early in this game for the Busters. Herb had a big save a couple moments ago as well. Can't give Akai credit, not Herb, because she has a couple shots on her as well. Herb's save might have been a bit lucky. It was a weird bounce, rolled and hit her in the foot. Up in the air. Nobody could figure out where the ball is. That's picked up by Payment. Payment gets it. Waits, shoots just high. Hepilano's there to pick it up. Destine Hepilano takes a look. Pass down low. Payment looking to go in front for number 66, Mullich. Mullich plays it down looking for Payment. Constable gets in the way though. Payment and Constable have a battle there, but Constable bring it up, try to get it to her teammate at the wall. That was number 2, but it's knocked back in deep by the Busters player. Busters still control. Number 2 was Switcher. Shot in, loose, in some feet. Right on the doorstep. Pepilano. I don't believe it goes in. That was a weird I thought it was in for a moment. I mean, it was loose there for some time. I think Herb moves her leg and gets in the way and then sits on it. Sharoon was there as well. Face-off draw deep in the Coastal Rec zone. Won cleanly by Payment on the draw. Here's Wong to the middle, but it's out of the reach of her player at the center there. That was Tuba, but Tuba gets back, tries to play it back up and in, but it's out of play above the netting near the high glass. And we will reset. Face-off in neutral territory just outside the Coastal Rec zone as Tuba of the Busters tries to play it back in deep and sends it out. Shots on goal 4-1 in favor of the Busters here. Off the draw, the Coastal Recs win it, but it's in some feet and the Busters get it right back. Played deep in from the center there by Tuba once again. Here's Lawson, watched by Molich there. Lawson chips it up past Molich. Switcher will pick that up. Pass across. Number 5, Flett controls. Flett spins off a check of Tuba, but then the ball rolls off her stick and goes right to her forechecker there. Great pass up the middle. It's a leg though, and so slows down as Hepalana would have been home free if that pass got through. Dixon tries to play it in. She fans on the first attempt. She gets a second chance, a shot, a rebound. What a chance for Flett there, number 5 on the doorstep. Akai makes a massive save. Pass across out of the reach of Hepalano. And that'll be icing going against the Busters. I think that was Trimble trying to find Hepalano, but she couldn't quite get it to her, a little bit high. So that's icing. Face-off will go deep in the Busters zone after they make that error. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you. This game is sponsored by Popeye Supplements Victoria, as well as Napper. Off the draw, deep in the Buster zone. The Busters win it, chipped up the high glass, up in the air. Pass to the middle, kept in. Pass down low to Larson, out of her reach. Busters player tries to grab that. They clear it down to Trimble. Trimble gets it out at center. Sharoon will hustle after it. Sharoon, the Coastal Recs captain, plays it in deep. Constable gets that. Constable will play it down low to number 33, Hoyt. Hoyt's pass up off the glass, looking for Constable. Goes to Golly though. Now Constable picks it up. A shot. Save Akai. It's loose on the crease and they score. Coastal Recs get the first goal in this game. Constable knocks it in, I believe. 3 players there. And wow, quick start to the goals here. Only just under 5 minutes into the first of 2 periods. And the Coastal Recs find Twine and lead by 1. They go up 1-0 here, courtesy of Constable. Big save by Sid Akai as they block it, and then I think they got a glove on it in the crease too, and then it stays there, and Constable crashing in the middle just pops it home. Great save, better determination there to just be tenacious and stay with it and pop it home. Off the draw, battle for it at center court just in front of the Busters bench. It's picked up by a Rex player. Clearing attempt, knocked down by Hoyt, but Trimble gets through. Shot, first one whacked at by Hoyt. She gets a great active stick defensively twice there. And a third time as Trimble tries to bring it in. Stick gets knocked down. Here's a shot. Saved by Herb. Good quick save rolling on the court there. As Hoyt was on Trimble hard there. Made it really difficult for her to try to get the ball in her own zone, or the offensive zone rather. And Trimble was trying to put it to the middle, but Hoyt wouldn't let her. I bet you Trimble will get her back though on the next shift. They'll be having each other's numbers trying to get even here. Off the draw, the Coastal Recs went in their own zone. Dixon swings it around. Chasing after that, number 8 of the Coastal Recs. Number 8 is Aiken. Aiken gets it past Mullich and brings it down herself. Aiken passes to the middle. 55, Lanthier shot blocker down by Akai. Domey will pick that up. Domey will spin it off the check of Wong. Pass it through the slot. Aiken shot blocked in front by a defender. What a play. Clearing attempt kept in at the line by Cammie Lawson. Shot in, blocked by a Busters player. That was Payment. Payment to Mullich. Mullich tries to play it across, but nobody's there but Dixon, her enemy there. Here's Aiken now. Kayla Aiken controls. Tries a shot, get to the lane, but it's great defense. In front, tipped, loose. Domey had an empty net, but she couldn't find the ball as Wong makes great defense there and blocks a chance. Unreal play by number 11 of the Busters there, Wong. Great defensive play. Boxes her out, keeps her to the outside. That's what you got to do. Wong gets it again, pass up to Mullich. Mullich controls. Mullich gets past center, she takes a look. Pass up, looking for Pepelano, but Dixon's right there and calmly just knock it down. Mullich will go off for a change. Dixon brings it up herself. Dixon chips it past Wong. Dixon controls. Pass the middle, great foot there by Wong to knock it down. And Wong will clear it up the high glass. Kept in just outside the zone by Constable. Constable controls. Should pressure on her. 23-23 battle. Number 23 of the Busters is Maddle. Now here's Fisher. Fisher's clearing attempt. Almost kept in by Lawson, but just barely pops out the zone. And Lawson gets it to Dixon. Dixon with Flett behind her. Shot in to the corner. It's picked up by Wong. Wong controls, takes a look, plays it off the high glass. Constable will keep that in. Shot in, tipped off a Wong again. A great defensive play. Standing in the lane, sacrificing the body for her team. Blocking it with her foot. About 3 times on that in a row there in 30 seconds. Now chipped down, looking for a stick of Switcher. I think it does touch her stick just barely, so they'll wave off icing. It's just enough to tip it in. It was Wilhelm Kenny to Fisher. Fisher pass up. Looking for Trimble. It's kept in the line by Lawson, but then Trimble's second chance at it goes in. They get the zone. Pass across, looking for Trimble again, but Dixon knocks it down. Great defensive play by Kaylee Dixon on the right side there. Sent all the way down. That'll be icing against the Coastal Rex. Faceoff will be deep in their zone. Dixon saw some pressure coming, so she decides to cut her losses and rip it down. In that kind of situation with all that pressure on you, I say that's not a bad idea. Face off deep in the rec zone as they ice it. Off the draw, they win it clean. Chipped up the boards, the Coastal Rex defensively, and on the draw, they've been unreal. Pass up, blocked by Payment. Instant feet, Constable battling with Payment. And then there's Hoyt trying to play it up. It's blocked, chipped right back in by the Busters. Great play to spin off a check by Sharoon. Sharoon controls, watched by Mullich, plays it up. There's Golly. Golly controls, watched closely by number 55 of the Busters. It says that's Kat Bickford, but that is not Kat Bickford. I'm sorry, I do not know who 55 of the Busters is. I apologize. Might be multiple players wearing that number. Here's Hepelano on a great stretch pass up. She gets the zone, watched by Hoyt. Hepelano shot. Gets past Hoyt, but goes high and wide. And Mullich hard on the wall there. Hoyt plays it up. Payment's there to knock it down, though. Constable hard on the battle. A shot in by Payments, blocked by the shin guard there of Constable. Number 55 chips it in. Up in the air, and it hits a glove inside the bench. As referee Chris Fulton will blow it down. Face-off will come right in front of us here in the score box, neutral territory. Taking that draw will be Lanthier versus Payment, or rather Trimble. Lanthier wins it clean against Trimble. Pass up. I don't know why I thought Payment was Trimble. 99-2 is not a very similar close number. Icing waved off as Larson's there fast. Good job by the ref to let him play, keep the flow going. Golly gets between her legs, tries a little toe drag, and almost loses the ball, and then chips it in deep, and Trimble will pick that up. Trimble's pass up takes a weird bounce off the wall. It's kept in by Hoyt. Hoyt plays it up. Pass across, Lanthier. Backhand through the crease. Golly's there on the doorstep, but her stick was turned the other way. Pass in front, Larson's shot. Blocked by 55, the defender. Great stick actively there in the zone. Chip to the corner. Now she plays it up to Fisher. Fisher tries to play it up and out. Sent all the way down before the middle line in their own zone, or just outside their own zone. That'll be icing against the Busters. Face off deep in Busters' end. Score currently 1-0 in favor of the Coastal Rex against the Busters. So women's division playoff matchup. This is the second game of a semifinals format series. If Coastal Rex lead 1-0, if the Rex win today, then they move on. If the Busters win, then there's going to be a tiebreaker game, a third one. Not sure when, but sometime in the near future. Chipped off the boards. Dixon picks it up. Fisher's watching her. Fisher gets a stick on it. Fisher smacks it. Great play by Lawson to help out our defensive pairing there. Dixon to knock it down. A great chance. Here's Aiken. Kept in at the center line, just barely though. Now Dixon. Pass up to Domey. Rolls off her stick rather to Lawson. Now to Domey. For Domey controls. She takes the zone. Aiken on the far side. Pass up the middle. Lanthier, it's in her feet. She gets a backhand on it. Goes to Akai. It's loose. Kai tries to cover it, but their glove isn't quite on the ball. And the Coastal Rex keep possession, and they keep the ozone pressure here. Pass up. Dixon. From Constable. Dixon shot off the glove of Akai there, I think. And a stick lift on a clearing attempt by Aiken. A great play. Now Aiken plays it around the boards. Wilhelm Kenny's there, but Domey is there as well. Domey partially blocks that, but not fully. Dixon will play that back in. Dixon battling on the high glass with the Busters player. Just knocked down by Trimble, the captain. Sent up off the foot of Lawson, but Hepelano will pick that up. Here's Destine Hepelano. She gets the middle. She spins back off a check. Gets the zone and can't bring it back. It's chipped out of her off her stick, but right back to pick that up was Hepelano again, up in the air. Goes behind the Rex net. Herb was thinking about grabbing it, but she'll let it go. Lawson battling with Payment. Sydney Payment gets past her. Lawson almost took an interference penalty there, holding her man behind the net. Shot. Blocker saved by her. I thought she had it, but it's up the side of the net. Constable plays it up. It's kept in by number 26, Wilhelm Kenny at the wall. Back to Payment. Back to the point to Kenny. Wilhelm Kenny takes a look. Shot in some feet. I think one of the Rex players knocks it down. I think that was Constable, but it goes through. Mullich's shot just over the net. Great look. No, that's not Mullich. It's number 88. 88 is LeCain. My apologies. 88, not 66. Pad save Herb. The Busters putting some pressure on. Now here's Mullich against Lawson, but Lawson strong arms her and keeps possession. What a play. Number 2, Switcher. Rolls off her stick. Spins across past LeCain and gets it to Constable. Chips it down deep. Has a lot of almost a full change for the Rex here. They go off after a tired long shift there. Here's Sharoon. Sharoon controls. Pass up the high glass. Flett. Flett gets the ball. Chips it past Wilhelm Kenny. Wilhelm Kenny's on her hard though. Flett still controls. Pass in front blocked though by the Busters player in the middle. Chipped up. Here's Sharoon. Sharoon gets it past Mullich to Lanthier. Lanthier down deep looking for, I believe that was to Flett, but she wasn't there. Clearing attempt along the boards kept in. Switcher chips it up over the net. Flett will be there to pick it up. Sharoon driving the middle. Backhand pass, Toad, partially Phantom, but gets it back. A shot. Pad save Akai. Huge save. Sent all the way down. And that'll be icing against the Busters. It's back and forth pressure here. Shots on goal 9-8 in favor of the Rex now. Earlier in this game, it was 4-1 in favor of the Busters. So the scoreboard shows differently now, as well as the shots on goal, as the Rex seem to be doing most of the accurate shooting thus far. Only by a little bit though. It's pretty even on the shots on goal department. 1-0 on the scoreboard here. Off the draw, the Busters win. They try to clear it up, but they can't. A weird bounce. Akai gets a arm on that and then goes to the corner. Played up. Sharoon tries to play it to Hoyt. Then it's out of the reach. Here's Sharoon. Sharoon controls. Great pass up with one hand. That takes some skill, folks. Now, trying to chip it back in was Lanthier, but it goes down. Hoyt will pick it up. Hoyt, backhand feed. Nobody's there. Gives it away. Well, Hoyt knocks it down from Trimble to Lanthier now. To Flett. Flett gets to center line. Tries to feed it up to number 2, Switcher, but it's knocked down by Tuba. Brooke Tuba controls. Gets it past Flett to Fisher. Fisher watched by Lanthier. Battle for the ball. Fisher has it. She gets her foot on it a couple times. Lanthier tries to poke at that. Now a chip pass up. Number 23, shot way over the net. Number 23 is Medill, right? Pass in front, cleared down by Hoyt. Hustling after that's number 2. Switcher, it's kept in at the center line, barely by Wong. Here's Medill, it's knocked off her stick by Hoyt. Hoyt plays it up. Switcher, it's in her feet, gets past center. Now a weird bounce. Golly tries to get there, but Fisher knocks it off her stick and tips it in deep. Here's Fisher's shot, Trimble's shot, blocked by Sharoon. Fisher's there to try to block Sharoon now. Sharoon plays it around the boards. Larson's there to pick that up. Larson controls. Swings past Hapilano, the other team's number 3. It'll go on net, so there'll be no icing. Jasmine Wong will pick that up. Wong played off the boards all the way down, no touch on it, that'll be icing. And a half as the pass was during a line change there. A couple of players were going off, so nobody was there to touch it. And icing's the call, face off deep in the Buster zone. Thank you everybody for tuning in, we appreciate it. Today's game is sponsored by Popeye Supplements and Napper. This is game 2 of a semifinals format series in the women's division, best of 3. Coastal Rex lead this series 1-0. The first game, I believe they won in overtime or late in the third. I believe I was commentating that one as well, if I'm not mistaken. Remember, it was a late game win, I believe. Here's a ball, pass up, sent down. Mullick's just trying to hustle after it. Here's Dixon. Pass up, Larson off her stick, tipped in, but Payment will get it and chip it down. Way high off the back of the net, and here's Dixon. Kaylee Dixon controls, takes a look. Pass up to Golly. Golly, a good call out to her teammate there, yelling her name, making sure she knows she's open. Now, Golly will get the zone and chip it in deep. LeCain tries to clear it down. It'll go through to Mullich. Larson there, Lawson will get it. Knocked down by 55, the defender. She'll play it behind her own net. Bit of a dangerous pass. LeCain will be there to interrupt it, but now it's picked off her stick by Constable. Pass to the middle. Here's Dixon. She'll walk in. Shoots. Blocked by 55. Great defensive play there. Puts her leg up and knocks it down. Fought for the ball. They try to clear the zone. It'll come out just at center. So LeCain hustles after it. Mullich. 66-98 here. Now here's Golly from a pass from Lawson. Pass in the middle. Constable shoots. Toe save Akai. Clearing attempt by LeCain. Blocked down by Golly. Of a battle on the far boards here. LeCain battling with Golly. LeCain keeps possession, uses her butt as a shield there. Makes a great play to position her body to not let Golly get in the lane there to pick it off her stick. Knocked down by the backside of Larson there, and she'll play it up. Riley Larson to Aiken, who knocks it in deep. Aiken kind of gets tied up at the blue line though, so give her opponents time to get it in their own zone and calm it down. Domey with a great poke at the ball. Now a shot up in the air, stays in play. No one knew where it was for a moment. It's in the corner and just inside the line of the Buster zone. Chipped in deep, making center and blowing that, or rather getting it down. I think one of the refs thought it was icing, but they'll let it go. Here's Hoyt playing it up. 1 second left. Shot on goal at the horn, goes wide, stick down by Akai. Current score 1-0 in favor of the Coastal Rex against the Busters. And we'll be back at you with the second and final period here shortly. About a minute or two of a break. Thank you for tuning in. Still lots of action to be had. Don't go yet. See if the Busters can tie it up in the second frame. Thank you. Hello, everybody. This is Tristan Dodson on the mic. Chris Parisi on the camera. Back at it again. Second and final period upcoming here in this playoff game between the Busters and the Coastal Rex. Busters in the blue, Coastal Rex in the white and green. Off the draw, the Busters win it clean. Wilhelm Kenny gets it, chips off the high glass. Sharoon will play it out. Trimble plays it back in. Then gets it to Medill, back to Trimble. Knocked off her stick by Sharoon there. Now play in, that's Lanthier to Aiken. Aiken gets the zone. Lanthier drives the net. Aiken looks for a shot. It's blocked. Another chance now. By great back check by a Busters player. Wilhelm Kenny will play it up. Aiken knocks it down. That was Medill getting that. Here's Aiken. Aiken takes a look. Shot. Hit off a screen wide. Battle for the ball. Domey tries to get it off Fisher's stick, but Fisher will spin off, use his body positioning there and get it down. Here's Fisher. Try to pass the middle back to Trimble, but Sharoon's there. Katie Medill tries to put her stick down to block it, but Sharoon chips it past a little chip play, a little sauce pass there. Here's Aiken. Aiken, great play in the middle. Fakes her to look like she's going to shoot past it slowly right to the center to Lanthier, but it's past her stick just out of her reach. Clearing attempt kept in by Hoyt. Shot. An absolute rocket there of a wrister, and it'll go on net, but or rather just wide of the net, but cleared right back up by the Busters. Chipped in, and we'll have a change on, just a change moments ago from the lines for the Coastal Rex. Now a line change for the Busters as well. Mostly fresh legs here as Flett will chip it down low. Here's Jasmine Wong. Wong takes a look, plays up the boards, right to Hepalano. Hepalano controls, watched by Lawson. Lawson tries to poke it, she can't, it gets a great pass from Hepalano to Payment. Rolled off her stick though. Pass attempt to the slot, blocked down by Sidakai's stick as they put it down. It might have helped the goal there. Here's a play by Flett. Wong will hustle after it though. Flett seems tired and Wong will have more gas in the tank. She'll play it up. It's kicked down by Constable. Constable controls. Flett was there, but she'll let Constable keep it. She'll get open now. Pass to the middle. Flett with a great chance, just rolls off her stick. Now here's Mullich to Payment. Payment almost all alone. Lawson gets back. Payment shot just wide, far post there. Payment will be after her own rebound. She'll get it as well. Watched by Constable now to Hepalano though. Hepalano gets her stick lifted for a moment by Lawson, but then gets it back. Here's Hepalano. Hepalano's pass blocked by the stick of Lawson there. Great defense there in their own zone by the Coastal Rex with a huge play. Here's a great play. Lawson in her feet. She controls. Shot loose. Kick to the side. Akai makes a huge save, sliding across with the stick. Paddle save for them. Great save. Pass to the middle, blocked. In some feet, Lanthier knocks it down. It's still loose. Still loose. Akai thinks about trying to pop out and grab it, but her defender clears it down. Goes all the way. Now it'll be icing against the Busters. Good call to the captain there, Lanthier, to not touch that ball, as otherwise you'd have to keep momentum going. You had some tired players a little bit, so she'll let the other team take an icing and face off in the offensive zone as well. If you can get an O-zone draw without having to get in the O-zone yourself, you might as well take it. So she lets the ball roll and lets her opponents ice it. About 3 minutes gone in the second and final period, 14 minutes left, just over. Battle for the ball off the draw. The Busters win it up. Now the Rex had it for a second, but they lost it again. Here's Trimble. Pass across, looking for Fisher. Great play by Sharoon there. Pass up in some feet. Here's Lanthier. Spins off a check of Tuba and chips it down low. Here's LeCain. LeCain tries to clear it. She'll get it up. Pardon me. Gets that to Medill, now to Trimble. Trimble controls. Blocked by Dixon. Dixon plays it up. Played up to try to go to Golly, but it's actually Dixon who maintains control and plays it in deep. Pass in front, Lanthier to Golly. It's chipped over the net. Great look for Chris Golly there. Clearing attempt kept into the line by Lawson. Cami Lawson's shot. Looking for a tip in the high slot. On the right side was Golly, but couldn't quite get it. Sent all the way down. Icing waved off as it's tipped. Cami Lawson will be there to pick it up. Lawson controls. Great pass up quickly to Dixon. Payments on her hard though. Dixon will slow it down and play it across to Constable. Here's Constable. Pass across. Shot just wide there, and the defensively was Bailey LeCain, but it gets through her. Great shot from Aiken there. or Constable, and Aiken was there as well, trying to maybe get the chip in. Now sending it down, here's Mullich. Mullich puts it in deep, but Sharoon's there to pick it up. Sharoon, second captain. Lanthier and Sharoon are both have the C in their jerseys here, I believe. Chipped up to Aiken. Kayla Aiken controls, watched by Wilhelm Kenny and Wong. Shot goes through of Wilhelm Kenny, but wide of the net. Here's Domey. Domey gets it knocked off her stick by Wong with a great play. Here's Wong, plays it up to Mullich. Mullich wasn't ready for it though, so it's kept in for a moment by Hoyt. Still kept by Hoyt, now gets it to Constable. Constable controls, plays to Aiken. Aiken controls and takes a look. She just stays where she is. No one's forcing her, so she'll take her time. In that situation, Wilhelm Kenny should force that, but she doesn't. And a chip off a stick stays just off the high glass right by me here. Now here's Hepalano the other way. Hepalano tries to drive the middle, but great play by Constable. Battle for the ball though. Constable still controls against Destine Hepalano. Chip pass up for one of the Rex player, goes past her. Now right back in, here's Trimble. Trimble shoots wide, saved by Herb. Constable will play it down, but not out. Aiken will be there in support though. Here's Aiken with Flett. Wong's back watching Flett close though. Shot, blocker save by Akai there. Clearing attempt, took a funny bounce, but ends up getting to herself as Medill there. Now Dixon tries to keep it in. She heels the ball there. It hops up in the air. Trimble to Fisher. Shot, stick safe by Herb. Fisher gets a second whack at it. Sorry, Trimble gets a whack at it. And it goes off a defensive stick and out of play. Face-off will be to the left side of the Coastal Rex zone defensively. Busters with a couple great chances here earlier in the second and final frame. Score still 1-0 in favor of the Coastal Rex against the Victoria Busters here. We'll see what they can do. Tuba shoots off the draw in from her teammate Trimble, but goes high. Fisher tries to play it to the middle and it's picked up defensively by a Coastal Rex player. I was mistaken. Lanthier does not have the C. I don't know why I thought she did. One of the players had another one. Another was an A for the alternative captain here. So my mistake. Sharoon has the C, not Lanthier. Shot from a sharp angle. Rebound on the doorstep. Medill shoots it high. Herb was down and out, but she can't even get it on the net. Unfortunate. She just raised it a little too high on a great chance on the top of that net, almost completely being empty. Here's Tuba. Great pass up, looking for Fisher. It's knocked down by Fisher, past Lawson, chipped in. Amanda Fisher takes a look. Stretch pass, rather backhand pass to the high slot is blocked by Lawson. Now here's Switcher, number 2. Pass up, looking for Constable. She'll get it, and Constable will play it down to Lanthier. Here's Lanthier, or rather it was Larson. Lanthier to Larson, not Constable. Larson takes a look, shot. Up in the air, saved by Akai. And then second save, knocked down and swung around, try to clear it was LeCain, but it's kept at the wall. Here's Sharoon. Sharoon takes a look, shot. Good defensive stick there by 55. LeCain will pick that up. Bailey LeCain trying to get it out of harm's way. She'll play it around, but Larson's there, but great play by Mullich. Mullich kicks it up to herself. Comes out at the line and it's kicked down by Mullich. And Constable will pick that up. I'll give a shout out to the Coastal Rex here, as they have been more of a dominant team. They keep the possession a bit longer, and I will say that the scoreboard doesn't lie on this factor. They've deserved to be up at least one goal here. But Akai has been absolutely dialed in. They are just standing on their head, making sure that her team can stay in this. Here's Payment. Payment to the middle. Pass down to Hepalano. Destine Hepalano takes a look. Knocked off her stick by Constable, but she gets it back. Pass up in Hepalano's feet. Constable will pick it up. She'll play it up, trying to get it to Golly. It'll get past Golly, though. It'll be kept in at Wilhelm Kenny at the line. Danielle Wilhelm Kenny to Hepalano. Shot blocked by Constable. Sharoon tries to pick it up. She does. Almost a hook penalty to Payment, but they'll let it go. Pass up to Larson, kept in at the center, though, by the Busters. Hepalano shoots over the net. Herb almost got worried there, but it goes high and wide. Shot from far out by LeCain. Hits the stick of Herb to the corner. Now it's picked up by Constable. To the middle. Now picked up by Constable. She gets center and chips it down deep. Goes off for a change. LeCain will be there to gather the ball. They'll have time. Bailey LeCain will take a look for a pass. Chip play up, looking for Trimble, but it's past her stick. Icing waved off as Dixon's there. Touches it. Play up. Here's Domey. Freddie Domey takes a look. Ferdy Domay controls. Pass to the middle, great look, but sliding to get in the way of that is LeCain with a huge play. Great defensive play by LeCain there, unreal. Now Fisher gets it in deep. Trimble. Pass to the middle, nobody's home. Medill was there for a moment, but pass up, pardon me, trying to feed Aiken is blocked down by Wong. Sent down at center. Wong was frustrated because no one was there pressuring the far side, but luckily she'll make center, so at least that's not icing. Now play up. Here's Aiken. Aiken, great pass up to slow it down to Lanthier. Lanthier. Aiken tries to play it in deep, but it's blocked by Tuba. Tuba to Hepilano now. Hepilano controls. She takes a look. Plays it past Lawson to herself. Backhand feed in front. Great defensive stick by Dixon. Now it's glove down. Clearing attempt. Blocked. Now a shot from Tuba goes way wide. Rebound behind the net. Hepilano controls. Pass in front. Blocked down by Lawson. She gets her foot in the way. Another chance blocked by Lawson again. Trimble hard on Lawson. Trimble will get the ball, but Dixon will help her teammate Lawson there and play it down deep. But Hepilano's there to pick it up. Hepilano's backhand blocked by Aiken. Pass in front blocked. Rolls to the crease, and Herb will jump on it for a whistle and make a huge save. She was getting peppered with shots for quite some time there, but she looks a bit tired after all those saves back to back, and understandably so, but she swallows it up to make sure her team can still maintain their 1-goal lead here, 1-0 rather late into the second and final period. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you. Shots on goal 14-13 in favor of the Coastal Rex against the Busters. Very even game. Akai has been standing on their head to make sure that their team can at least try to stay within a 1-goal deficit and try to tie it back up. Pass up, chip play off a foot. Akai will chip it to the corner, try to keep her team's momentum rolling. Play up from Wong to Hepilano. Here's Hepilano, oversteps the play though, gets knocked off her stick. Here's Sharoon. Sharoon plays up. Switcher control. Charmaine Switcher number 2. She gets the zone. Switcher watched by number 55. She beats her man and takes a look. A shot. Saved by Akai. Wow. She gets out, makes herself big, and blocks a shot. Play up in some feet. Switcher still controls behind the net. Takes a look. Still controls. Try to play up, but then it's poke checked by Akai there for a great look. Knocked down to the glove, and Akai has been dialed. Locked in. Face off deep in the Busters zone. Coastal Rex lead by 1-0. Off the draw. Constable will take the draw against Payment defensively. In some feet, Payment wins it back. Great draw win by Sid Payment there. Here's LeCain. LeCain will spin it around behind her own net. Play it up, but it's knocked down. Here's Sharoon. Sharoon plays it down looking for Switcher, but it's kind of the pass rather is kind of slow moving. Play up. Constable tries to keep it. Fisher battling hard with Constable there. She'll play it down. Switcher number 2 tries to bring it to her forehand to rip it, but it's knocked off her stick there by number 55, the defender. Here's Payment. Payment takes a look. Controls, gets the zone, plays it back. Larson off the bench trying to block Payment's shot, but then Sharoon will get it instead. Now here's Hoyt. Hoyt spins it around. Larson will try to be there to pick it up, but it's brought right back in there by LeCain in the center line. Now here's a pass across from Hoyt to the corner. It's chipped in past center. Pardon me, by the by the Rex. Pass in front, up in the air. Knocked down with a high stick almost, but just barely not by Constable in the middle there. Here's Larson, tries to pin it up, it's blocked. Pass across. Golly is on the wall, but not in time. Now Hepilano chips it past her man at the high glass. Or you could say woman, I guess, in this situation, but I don't think it matters. It's all the same, it's all hockey. I just say it's a bit of a habit, but I don't think anyone minds. Pass across. On the wall. Clearing attempt, gets out at center. 55 gains the line. Pass up, Hepilano. Hepilano takes a look. Pass across. Here's Trimble. Lindsay Trimble shot wide. Spun around. Larson's there. Riley Larson controls the ball. Pass up. It's kept at the line by Wong. Now Wong's play across to the zone. Wilhelm Kenny, your defensive partner's not there, so it'll be given away. Here's Golly. Golly to Lanthier, shot. Hits the post. Hits the outside of the post, goes to the corner. Great chance for Lanthier on a great pass from Larson. Shot from Golly, saved by Akai as they're locked in. Lanthier gets it back to Golly. Golly controls. Tries a pass, but Wong's there to knock it down. Here's Fisher trying to pick it up. Loses the ball on her feet now. Great back check by Larson there. Kind of partially blocks a pass in now. Chip pass in the middle from Dixon to Lanthier. Back to Golly, watched by Trimble. Try to do a great pass for Domey, but can't. Sent down as Dixon was trying to get there, but Fisher will be there first. Lawson will play it up, trying to look for Golly. Golly will just barely get a handle on it, knock it down. Gets to Domey. Domey control. She'll get the zone. Domey will play it around the net. Wilhelm Kenny will be there to pick it up. It's in her feet. She knocks it down and spins off a check and plays it down to her winger on the wall. That's Medill. Medill will play it up. It's knocked down by Aiken. Wilhelm Kenny gets it again. Pass up. Aiken try to block it down. It's just past her. Shot from far out. Saved by Akai. Wilhelm Kenny clearing attempt. Kept in by Aiken again. Aiken controls. Tries to chip it past Wilhelm Kenny, but she'll knock it down. Pass up. Tipped wide by Domey. Frody Domey tries to keep it in, but it's knocked down by Wilhelm Kenny. But then the Coastal Rex put some pressure on. Tipped in front. Constable was there all alone for a moment, but great play by one of the Busters players in the middle there to knock it down and chip it out of harm's way. Here's Hepilano. Nassim Hepilano chips it past Lawson, tries to hustle after the ball. Gets her stick lifted by Lawson there. Here's Fisher's shot, blocked by Lawson. Hepilano shoots just wide. Herb makes the save, goes behind her net. Constable's there to pick it up, but so is Payman. There's a big battle for the ball along the boards behind Jess Herb here in the Coastal Rec zone. Ball's still stuck. Ref tell him to move it. Now it'll move, so they'll let it go. Constable controls. Constable takes a look. She gets the center line, and she'll slow it down. She'll ring it around behind the net as pressure from Hepilano will be there. Here's LeCain. LeCain slows it down and plays it to Fisher. Fisher backhand. It's kept at the line by Hoyt. Hoyt's shot from far out. Akai makes a save. Stick save, that was. Now it's chipped there. Here's flat shot. Big save Herb. Big save Akai. Now it's kept in deep off the foot of Hoyt there. Victoria Hoyt with a good play. Now it's Trimble picking that up. Trimble will chip it off the score box there and chase after it, but it's picked up by Sharoon. Sharoon going to Lanthier. Last minute of the play in this game. Pass up, center line. Looks like this game's going to possibly end here quickly. Flat will shoot. Toe save by Akai. Now play up to Trimble in some feet. Hoyt will knock it down, but Tuba's there to help. Shot on goal. Herb thinks about playing it, but too late, so they'll whistle it dead. Busters will take a timeout with 37.4 seconds left in the offensive zone. I think they will pull their goalie, Akai. We'll see. Less than a minute left, 37 seconds. Final minute of play, sponsored by Napper. Shots on goal, 20-15 now. A bit of a less close game, and with at least for the shots on goal wise. It was pretty even all throughout this entire game until late in this game, in this matchup. Now it's still pretty close, but less so. We'll see what the Busters can bring to the drawing board to try to tie this up at 1 and go into sudden death overtime. Very low-scoring game. If the Coastal Rex hold on to their lead, they will take this series and win this championship, I believe. If the Busters tie it up and then win it in a sudden death OT, there'll be a third and final tiebreaker game sometime in the next couple weeks, I would assume. But that's only if. We'll see if the Busters can do it. You never know. They're not a team you can count out. I mean, there's only a 1-goal lead. All they need is one goal to tie it up. And then they have the offensive zone here. They will pull their goal 11 man advantage, 6-on-5. The Coastal Rex defense is pretty solid. We'll see if they can keep that solidness here or if they get a little tired and maybe sloppy with the clearing attempts. That would be exactly what the Busters want. Off the draw, Trimble wins it clean too, but shot blocked. Play up the middle. Golly with the net empty. Tries to play it up, but it's blocked by LeCain's stick. Wilhelm Kenny plays up to Trimble. Trimble gets it past. Here's Trimble, 20 seconds left. 15. Sharoon tries to clear it up. She'll try to kill some time on the wall. Ball's loose. In some feet. Play to the middle. Fought for. 10 seconds. 6. This game looks like it'll be done. A pass in front right when I said that. Gets through. 3 seconds. LeCain shoots it. Knocked down with a high stick at the horn, and the Coastal Rex will take it as they win this series. And that'll do it. The Busters had a hard-fought game, but unfortunately for them, they come up 1 goal short. And I believe because we have trophies, we might have players of the game here. I'll keep it streaming for a bit to see what we have and show you the photos and the championship stuff here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. And the Coastal Rex take out the Victoria Busters in 2 games in a semifinals format, best of 3. They win the series 2-0 against the Busters. Trophy ceremony coming up here shortly. Coastal Rex absolutely stood on their heads here with a huge victory. Well deserved. And they will win. I'll be honest, I think they deserve the championship anyways. It's a very, very good game. Very, very good season as well, just in general, but very good last 2 games. And they'll take it 2-0. Third and final game upcoming after this. Will be another women's division matchup. Anybody who wanted to tune into that, it will be up in a couple minutes here, probably 10 minutes, give or take, after the stream is done and the trophies are awarded. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. I'll be quiet for a moment here as we play the games here. Well, that was a loud mic there. Holy. MVP of the Women's Division playoffs matchup here is going to Jess Herb, the Coastal Rex goaltender, as Kevin Brewitt had to say with no bias. Great choice, well-deserved MVP award for Jess Herb there. Coming up next after this as well will be a matchup between the Chicklets and the Fire Angels at 9 p.m. around, give or take. Herb gets the Women's Division MVP and also the series victory here for her team, the Coastal Rex. Sharoon and Lanthier will get the trophy here and they'll bring it over. We got a Stanley Cup-like trophy and a huge gold trophy over here. Take a photo for the social media here. Trophy's huge. Holy. It's massive. Gotta have the replica Stanley Cup as well. I like that, it's nice. And that'll do it for this game, folks. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Coastal Rex win this series 2-0 against their opponents, Victoria Busters. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back at you with the third and final game against the Chicklets and Fire Angels here shortly. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a great night.